Hey there, good morning. This is Calvin Baker with Mini Pots, and I have another week in review where I just released a video where I discussed metal miniatures. I had these out for some time ago where I posted a new package from Battle Valor games. They are a miniatures maker that you can find their stuff on eBay as well as they have their own website. They do stuff in 15, 20, 25 millimeter. They do a few vehicles for modern sci-fi stuff, and I got into them because of their cultists, and they have a postmodern, survivalist type minis. And these are just different things that I did some cleanup on them yesterday. I was cleaning up the cobblestone minis, and so I drilled them all down in the bottom so I'll be running a floral wire, super gluing it in and running it through the plastic base. And at that point, I just find that it makes it more secure. I've had a few instances where I've grabbed the metal mini from the base that's been magnetized, and it is a little bit tougher to pull up than I would like. And I decided to prime my cobblestone Future Wars Scavenger Scouts, I think is what they're called. And I did a base coat of black where I focused on the underside. This is rattle can. I used Army Painter. Then I did something a little bit unusual for me. I used the Tester's Enamel Primer. And I did that for protection more than anything. I'd read, thought, heard something. And of course, you can see my first use of it was a little bit messy, but this was not my first. They make Rust-Oleum. People swear by Rust-Oleum for a lot of scenery, terrain type primers and painting. And so I thought I would give it a shot. Well, and you can see I've done it with other things. I was experimenting a little bit. And this is just to see how I wanted the colors to be a little bit brighter. And I think I'll still do a dry brush of white over that. And I just want to see how it comes out. And then I'll do some. I like the picture a lot where it shows the guy wearing a plaid uh, outfit, and just do some experimenting with painting. I'm going to do the similar stuff with these guys. Now, these guys, that is not his head. His head is a reptilian dinosaur type head, and you can sort of see it there. But I drilled a little hole in the point of that so I can peg everything together, and we will get these going. I've got to magnetize some bases, so I worked on, and I can see where I missed some of the flashing on this guy. These guys were remarkably, the whole set, there was a couple of the dinosaur headed guys that had some strange flash. Then there were also a couple of the one of the wasteland priests. I think these are what these are called. They have multiple eyes, and I thought they'd be cool for, well, for a couple things. And so they were not as hard to clean up as I thought they would be. And that could be just getting used to it and working with different things. I got all of them primed, and they primed up nicely. Made sure to spray and did the front, back, and sides if it was a issue, but just to protect the paint job a little bit better in the mini. Then I'll be doing a varnish. I have the, what's it, War Games Atlantic, Army Painter matte varnish that I'll put over everything. Some of the metal I might go back and highlight a little bit, but I'm not too worried about that. But I made some progress on different things. So there we are. I worked a little bit on my light, and I didn't time all the work I've given it, but once I figured out, I have a Dremel type tool that I decided to drill holes and then take a razor blade and quickly cut out. Then I took a coping saw because the razor blade was taking too long. And then I had a small drill, and you can see where my super glue may have flown into the bottom, and I have to go take care of a little girl, so hang on. Well, I had to avert World War III, which, if any of you have kids, you know that can be sudden and unexpected. And now they're all best of friends, sort of, but we got that going on. So I worked on this base a little bit. I had to shorten the wire a lot. Shortening it that much was a mistake, meaning I actually didn't intend to make it that short, but I need to probably shorten this because and then I'll shorten my light stuff, and this gives me space to run the lights cables down in the base, which I think is where I want it to be. And this is drying, but that bothers me. I keep on pressing the button and it sticks. I'm just concerned that I got too much super glue accidentally down in there. Should have probably coated it with like Vaseline or something so the I'll take a razor blade and gently go around it at the top, I think. Anyway, okay. I will be magnetizing a lot of these bases, and I will be finishing up my animals. It turns out I have to do a couple more bases for them, and I'll be getting that done. And I'll be starting I think that'll give me enough stuff to start my Forbidden Psalm campaign again. New characters and stuff like that. I do need still a model boat, or a wrecked boat, which I find them, but they're a little bit expensive in the 28mm size, and I don't have a 3D printer. But we'll see what happens. I will figure out something, I think. Thank you again for watching. I appreciate your time, and let me know if you like something in this, you want to see something, if you have any comments or suggestions. I am still, after been doing this for about since January, I'm still consider myself sort of new at this. And so if you have any suggestions or something like that, please leave them in the comments below. I appreciate your time. Thank you. Happy gaming.